Good morning, everybody. Chapter 10, The Notebook. The next day, Hugo was late getting to the toy booth. He ran his fingers through his dirty, disheveled hair and rubbed his eyes. The old man looked up as he approached, put down his cards, and marched toward him. Hugo noticed that the old man's face was red. He came at Hugo like a steam engine, seizing the boy by the arm. "Give it to me!" The old man whispered fiercely. "What?" Hugo said in shock. "How dare you break into my house?" "What are you talking about?" asked Hugo. "Where is it? Where's the notebook?" said the old man. "How did you get into my house? How stupid can you be? I was going to return the notebook to you, but what did you do after I took you in and gave you a chance? You repaid me with more theft, more lies. I watched you pocketing small mechanisms, yet I didn't stop you. You kept the booth clean and were good at fixing the toys. You were helpful. My God, I even liked your company. But then you break into my house? I'm shocked you would even dare to show your face here again. You are nothing but a disappointment." The old man started coughing. He covered his mouth and pointed for the boy to leave. At that moment, Hugo saw Isabel over the old man's shoulder as she rose up from behind the counter. She stepped in front of the booth and raised one of her hands slightly. She was holding the notebook. Hugo said to the old man, "Let me say goodbye to Isabel at least." Isabel hid the notebook behind her back. The old man wiped his lips and said, "No! Now go away." But Hugo ran to Isabel. "I told you it wasn't burned," she whispered. "What are those drawings?" "I told you not to look. Now give it to me." "No." She put the notebook in her pocket and kept her hand over it. Hugo looked behind him. The old man was storming toward him. Without warning, Hugo wrapped his arms around Isabel's neck and gave her a big hug. He could tell she was surprised. "Let go of her," the old man said as he reached for Hugo's notebook. Hugo let go and dodged the old man's grip. Then he ran down the hallway without looking back. Chapter 11, Stolen Goods. Hugo darted through the crowd, his vision blurry from tears, and made his way into the walls of the station. He hurried to his room, shut the door behind him, and lit some candles. Anxiously, he headed for the boxes that were piled near the wall and pulled out the Mechanical Man. Hugo had indeed been busy in the last week. He had finally repaired all of the Mechanical Man's broken pieces and painstakingly loosened what was too rusty to move. He had sewed it a new outfit and oiled and polished its mechanisms. The Mechanical Man was finally holding a brand new handmade pen with a specially cut metal nib. Hugo moved a candle closer to him. In the middle of the Mechanical Man's back was a heart-shaped hole outlined in silver. Since leaving the toy booth moments ago, Hugo's left hand had been clenched into a tight fist, which now he opened slowly, like a flower. Isabel's key. Hugo glanced over at the book that was sitting by his bed, Practical Manual of Card Magic and Illusions. He had been studying the book very closely and had learned how to do just about every magic trick it talked about. He found that he was quite good at them. With the proper instruction, his talent for machines translated perfectly to magic tricks. Hugo had come to understand the connection between horology and magic that his father had talked about. It wasn't just the understanding of machinery, it was the dexterity, the talent within his fingers themselves, as if they automatically knew what to do. Hugo's fingers were capable of the most surprising things. He had discovered that he could make cards float, and he could turn marbles into mice, and he could rip up a piece of paper and make it whole again. But the most important, he found, was that with a hug goodbye, he could make Isabel's necklace disappear without her feeling a thing. I'm going to start chapter 12 in a minute.